future cars I want. A dream of mine is to have a 2004 or 2006, it doesn't really matter, somewhere in that generation, a Nissan 350Z. Now, I just love the body style of the 350Z. It's just so cool and classic. I want to do a build on it that's super clean and usable, almost like a street attack style. So I want to lower it, but not too low. Get some nice wheels on it with some meaty tires. I don't want any like super low profile tires or anything. I want something nice and meaty. And I want to do an exhaust, but the issue with 350s is that VQ engine. As I'm sure all you know, if you do a super loud exhaust, they sound terrible. Nothing but a farting trumpet going down the road. So I want to do an exhaust, but I gotta be careful about what I do for it. And then I want to do like a Nismo style body kit. Front and rear bumpers, side skirts, all that sort of stuff. And of course I want it to be manual. So it'll be kind of like my weekend fun car. And then maybe a Miata someday. Or something similar. Maybe I'll go with like a Subaru BRZ. Or the new Toyota GR86. And then I want a Subaru Ascent to eventually replace Ruby. I also have my dad's International Scout 2, which I plan on doing like a full-on off-road build. I worked on that about a year ago. I got pretty far, but I need to do some more work on it now. So my timeline for all of this is I want to get a 350Z, thinking at minimum somewhere in the next 2 years. I'd like to get one. I just can't afford to spend that kind of money on another project car that's gonna be quite expensive to do. Especially because the remaining 350s out there are getting very expensive because of the whole drift tax thing. My plan for getting an Ascent to replace Ruby is I'm thinking somewhere in the next 5 to 7 years, which will put me at owning Ruby for about 12 to 15 years, which is definitely more than enough time to love a car. And of course I'm not going to get rid of her. I'm going to do more wild things. I want to go full-on long travel like the Wandering Foz did. But for the Ascent, I'm going to basically do a very similar thing that I did to Ruby. I'm going to do custom bumpers front and rear, planning on doing like a 3.5 or 4-inch lift. I'm going to try and squeeze 33-inch tires under it. I want to be the first to do a snorkel on an Ascent. First, also do a turbo swap. I want to swap in a larger turbo. Try and make STI power numbers out of the Ascent. That would be very interesting to do. Kind of like what I did with Ruby, a mixture of performance and off-road. I'm going to get a full Prinsu roof rack for it. I'm going to do a rear swing tire gate. Method wheels, I'm thinking the same 701s that I currently have on Ruby. And of course red. It's going to be in red. Hey Drew. When it is time to get that Ascent, I'm going to do things very differently. I'm probably going to end up ordering it brand new. I have a very specific setup I want. I don't want the top trim level. I want the Ascent Premium. I don't like leather seats, so I'm going to get the Premium so I have the black cloth seats. But then I'm also going to do the 8-row seating. So the second row is going to be a bench and not captain's chairs. But then I'm also going to do the moonroof, the bigger multimedia system, leather-wrapped steering wheel, a bunch of add-on extras. And so it's going to be a weird mix of like almost base trim with a lot of higher-end features, which is going to make it a pretty unique mix, but it's going to work perfectly. Oh, hell yeah. So I'm going to end up having to buy it brand new because That's just simply not going to be available on the used market at all. But that's okay, because I'm going to have it for a very long time. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.